what's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. My name is The Active One, and today we are going to be talking about the grenades. So recently in Rear Gun Game, they had introduced the grenades, and I just wanted to talk about my experiences, both positive and negative, and just to kind of hear from you guys, what are you experiencing so far with the grenades? Are they good? Are they effective? Are you getting kills with them? So hopefully throughout this video, we can kind of, go over some things, and then also stick around to the end, because I'm going to be talking about some good ideas for people who are using controllers like me and how to map and keybind, and hopefully that the devs get around to it and making sure that we get the best settings for the grenades. So we're talking about equipment. We're talking about weapons and the shifting of the two, and how we pull up a weapon and we pull up whether it's our grenades or whether it's the med boost, aka stim shot. So I just think there needs to be some fine tuning to it. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, let's test out these grenades. Look where that glow. You see where that's at? And look where it exploded. I'm sure that's not how gravity works. So let's give this another shot. All right, I'm locked on here to the corner of that building there, the shed. Wide right. Okay. All right, so we're going to throw this here. Bounce, bounce, bounce. All right, got one. Not all so bad. All right. I'm locked in right here down the middle. And look where it is. Look at the grenade. Oh. Not good. Not good. All right, let's try this again. All right. Target's locked. Right here. Got two. What? Ricocheted off the pole. Got the kill. Unfortunate for him. All right. So here we go. We're going to go to B. And let's see here. I'm going to test this out. All right. Got my grenade ready. Target locked. This is where I'm throwing. Bounce off the floor. Double kill. I'll take it. Okay. I'm not trying to be petty here, but you can see that the grenade is already out of my hand, and I haven't even thrown it, and it's out there. All right. So a glitch. All right. So target locked. Going down the middle. Really? All right, let me get up close, throw it so it won't hit the pole. Got a kill. All right. All right, so I'm gonna let this play, and you can see how I'm going through the progressions. I'm losing, I'm fumbling. I want my primary. I got a secondary, and I get melted because the weapon and the equipment should not be on the same. It should not be on the same trigger. Okay. So I'm going to go over what I think is ideal later on in the end of the video. Okay, so as you can see, I'm just practicing here. Primary. Grenade. Okay. Grenade. Secondary. Grenade. Primary. Secondary. Grenade. Primary. Grenade. Secondary. There's no consistency. It just wants to give you what it wants to give you, and to me that's not cool. So I just personally think that R1 should be for weapons only, not grenades and not med boost. Okay. L1 should be for, if you're using the grenade, it'll pull up that. If you're using the med boost, it will pull that up. All right, so I have diagrams. I'm going to show you some diagrams in a second for how I think would be ideal. Okay, here we go. Let's see if I can get this to work. All right, I'm getting shot at. Don't trust my grenade. Where's my secondary? Here we go. Okay, good old secondary. All right, so let's give this fun. Locked on. Now, if you like this, make sure you like and subscribe. Locked on. Throw it. It hits the pole. And then I get melted. Okay. All right. So this is what I think. So you see here on the screen, R1 is the weapon swap, lethal, and R2 fire your weapons, and then L1's grenade weapon. Okay. So L1 is grenade weapon. So long press pulls out the grenade. Release L1 releases the grenade. Okay. R1 and R2 is the same. So now we got med boost. Same thing. Just hit L1 and you press it. It activates the med boost. And that is it. All right. So let's recap. So the grenades, are they effective? Do they work? Yes, they do work. I just think there's some glitches in the grenades. I don't know if they're magnetized or something. When we throw them, or when I throw them, they don't appear to be going where I think they're going to be going. So I think a quick fix to that, like we do with our weapons, we have the reticle and the crosshairs. Maybe we should have crosshairs for the grenades as well. So that way we know exactly where the grenades are going to go when we release them. Do they work? Yes. Just difficult to use? Yes. Are they easy? No. Okay. It just takes time to get used to. I'm going to keep practicing at them. Am I going to give up? No. I'm going to get better at them. Sure, I will. But it just takes time. But I think if we get that reticle, that crosshair for our grenades so that we know where we're throwing them, so we don't throw them against a pole or go throw them right down on the ground, we'll be much better off with the grenades. My recap on controller mapping, I personally believe that to have your weapon, your primary, your secondary, and your equipment on the R1 button, that's overkill. I've gotten better over time. I know a lot of you gotten better over time where you go from your primary to secondary back to your primary in close quarter combats to be, quick and get yourself out of engagements. Now you got primary, secondary, and then you got your grenade or med boost. Okay. It just goes through so much series of steps. It's just going to, make you lose a battle. Where I believe having the L1 button for your equipment and keep your R1 just for your weapon swaps. Okay. Your L1 button, you press it down, and then with your directional and your sticks, that's what you would use to aim. And then as soon as you release the L1, that's when the grenade is on its way. Okay. Same thing with the med boost, the stim shot. There's too many buttons to push. You hit the button and then you hit the fire button to inject. I don't think you need that many buttons to activate a stim shot. Just if you're using the med boost, you hit the L1, it injects. Okay, right away. You get your regen right away. Okay, if you're doing the grenade, you press it, your direction, let it go, it flies. Okay. And then you just leave the R1 for your weapon swap. So if I'm in my primary and I hit my L1 for my grenade and I let it go, I'm already back to my primary. Okay. It should not go to the next secondary or another grenade. But if you get rid of the grenade, you get rid of the equipment from the R1 button and just move them to the L1, and that will solve the whole problem. Okay. So that's just my opinion. That's my take on it. But of course, I'm interested in hearing what you all have to say and what you're thinking and what you're experiencing. Please comment below. Let me know. Okay. And yeah, so that's pretty much it, what I wanted to do with this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please make sure you like, subscribe, turn on your post notifications. This was a very long video for me to make. I enjoyed making it. I think it's important whenever they release a new equipment for us to use, for someone to talk about it and put it out there so that we all can come together and have a chat. So yeah, so thank you for watching this video. As always, be safe, be active, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.